This is a message to all my supporters of this podcast. I'm introducing a new supporters program. You can contribute a small amount as a one-off payment to show your love for this podcast. Thank you in advance for all your contributions. This is the Absolute Business Mindset podcast and YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about the 4 ways of being able to get the most out of exercise while we're in lockdown. Hi, this is Mark Hayward from the Absolute Business Mindset podcast and YouTube channel. So this is now part 3 of the Working From Home series. So hints and tips on how to get the most out of working from home. So today I'm going to talk about exercise. Now, one reason I'm going to talk about exercise is that it's incredibly important for your mental health, for your physical health. But equally, I'm saying it now because I'm really not sure at this stage whether we will be stopped from exercising outside. There's been some rumours in the online papers that have been saying that perhaps at one stage we might actually be stopped from going outside with the lockdown. So I thought I would say at this point that we should all be exercising and making the most of that hour's worth of exercise. So for me, it can come in a number of different ways. So there are now a hell of a lot of runners at sort of peak time after work and lunchtime. A lot of people are using the running as the option, which is probably the most efficient way of doing the exercise and getting the most out of it on burning calories. I would say you should be running anywhere between 2 and 5 kilometers if you are relatively early on your running exercise schedule. For the longer runners, then anything from 5k to 10k to even further in that lunch hour to do it in an hour. So I think running is a really exceptional way of being able to exercise. The negative is that there sometimes can be a lot of pressure on your knees. So if you have had problems with your knees, then do think about that. The second way is a bike. A lot of people I've seen are now travelling when they're going to shopping and things. They're going on their bikes rather than walking or going in their car. So, I think exercise bike at home, running machine at home, or cycling around to different places is definitely a worthwhile exercise. Sort of like 10, maybe 20k would be about right. I was doing around about 15k in about 30 minutes, just under 30 minutes at one stage. So I would say sort of in an hour, you could probably do 15, maybe 20k. But yeah, try and mix it up with your running and your cycling. Try different routes, try different plans. You can go on Strava and log your routes and compare it with your friends. That's a really good way of being able to get interaction with people is through Strava. And number 3 that I wanted to talk about is walking. So it could be walking your dog. I am often, at least once a day, walking the dog, just giving him some exercise and giving me some exercise. He sometimes comes on runs with me, but I think the interaction with the dog is exceptionally good for mental health as well. And so I would say the walking your dog is definitely a good way of being able to get your exercise in. And for that, I would say you could tops walk 5k, probably a couple of k, to be able to get a decent walk in. So as you can see, these different types of exercise are incredibly important for physical and for mental health. So I would say all of us, while we can, take the opportunity up of doing those sorts of exercises. I suppose the 4th one that you could do, Joe Wicks, who does the Body Coach the PE classes for the kids is very popular for indoor activities, so we might be forced to doing things like HIIT training more and more if we get locked down and not even allowed to exercise. So that's definitely the fourth way of being able to get some exercise and get some activity going in your greater blood levels, and it could be really good for you to beat your physical and your mental health problems that you might have from being in lockdown in the house. Right, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. There will be another episode, episode 4 of the Working From Home Hints and Tips. That will be Thursday, so check it out. Hopefully you are enjoying this. Any feedback, please do reach out to me. Thank you very much.